Moab, Utah has forced me to face my fears. Fears of damaging my Jeep on harder trails, fears of heights on ledge roads, and fears that an overlander like myself has no place in the rock crawling community. But facing your fears makes you stronger, right?
Oh, this is not my favorite.
Well, I did a trail called Hell's Revenge and an obstacle called Hell's Gate to put that theory to the test.
Hey, I'm Will from Venture to Rome, and today I'm coming to you live from a parking lot. But it's not just any parking lot. It's
my parking lot.
It's Sean's parking lot, because we're right outside of Hell's Gate in Moab. And Sean, you've done this trail before, but in a very different rig.
Yeah, I did it in my Bronco when it was totally stock, and three-wheeled it up Hell's Gate and almost pooped myself.
Well, although that makes for good content, I hope you don't poop yourself today.
Thanks, man. I also hope I don't poop myself.
But
unless I need to go really bad, in which case I might just let it rip.
3 of us are going to go. It's going to be me, the 22, Sean and his monster Gladiator AMW 606 horsepower swaps V8 monster, and then Mike from Metal Cloak in his 2.0 turbo JL 2-door. So Mike, you've done this recently, right?
Yes, yesterday, first time.
So you're
I'm a veteran.
So you know exactly what to do on every nook and cranny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I got a pretty good trail memory of what we had yesterday, so it's fun. You just kind of follow the black line. So
I can do that.
we'll have a good time.
Whoo, baby! All right, we are just in the parking lot waiting to go up. And Sean's gonna take lead. I'm gonna follow him. Mike's gonna bring up the rear. And it looks like we're on a Disneyland ride. I'm not kidding you. There's like all these little toy Jeeps going up the side of the hill. You know how there's like those places where kids can drive cars? That's what it looks like here. It looks like kids driving little Jeeps up this slick rock, and it looks like a lot of fun. I cannot wait. I feel like we're going on a ride at Disneyland right now.
The thing to the top of the roller coaster, you know?
Don't forget to disconnect that sway bar.
Have you guys both been out on this trail? I have. Will hasn't.
I've never actually wheeled in Moab before, so this is like a bunch of first times for me, and it's been awesome.
First time for me on Hell's Revenge was yesterday, so I'm still learning. I've only done it in a stock Bronco. To the left side of that wall up there is a nice line for a longer wheelbase. There you go, straight up.
Sean's Gladiator isn't your run-of-the-mill build. It has 40-inch tires with beadlock wheels, a sizable lift, and 606 horsepower under the hood, all installed by Epic Adventure Outfitters. So this first obstacle was kind of like an appetizer for the Trail Destroyer.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
I want to try it.
Will, the longer wheelbase line is straight up the rock.
Now my Jeep Wrangler 392 is no slouch either. With 38-inch Nitto trail grapplers on Method B grip wheels, a Metal Cloak Game Changer upgraded suspension, also installed by Epic Adventure Outfitters, its 470 horsepower V8 idled up the first wall. Now Mike's 2-door Wrangler Metal Cloak build is also a very capable Jeep, but as we saw firsthand, having a shorter wheelbase does come with a different set of requirements.
Whoa!
Mike's rear passenger tire slipped down into a hole before his front tires could get purchased on the ledge above. Now Mike is a great driver, and his Metal Cloak undercloak armor system kept him from getting any damage, but after a few attempts he decided to keep things moving by taking a different line, which was the right move, especially when you're on a popular trail with a line of rigs waiting to go up or come down.
How'd that feel, Mike?
That's fine.
Really?
Just couldn't see the hole in the right.
I mean, I was about to vomit watching you.
I need a right side spotter.
As Sean led us deeper into the trail, we had a few more warm-up obstacles before entering what I'm going to call the Maze of Hell's Revenge, a winding, twisting carnival ride for Jeeps.
Okay, I'm at the top.
Coming up.
The good news is it's relatively easy to see where you're supposed to put your tires. The bad news is we were getting closer to the hordes of other rigs on the trail that day.
All right, I just drove that first little obstacle, and look, it wasn't like a hard obstacle, but it does make your heart race when you're pointed straight up in the air and you're just trusting.
I might want to get by side by side, but he's not moving. There he goes, maybe.
You're just trusting.
Plenty of room.
You're just trusting your tires. And you're just like, keep moving forward no matter what. So it does make your heart beat a little bit, even though I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not that hard of an obstacle. What Hell's Revenge does really well is psych you out. Some of the climbs look ridiculous.
Got a Jeep coming down. Pull straight up and off to the right a little bit. He can get by you.
All right, we're just driving up this like massive climb, long climb, and it is psychologically intimidating, but
driving it right now. It doesn't feel that bad other than some natural human anxiety for people maybe who haven't done this before. But I'll tell you what, this slick rock is so tacky. These Nitto trail grapplers are just sticking to it like Velcro. So that's good. That gives me a little comfort.
On Hell's Revenge, what goes up must also come down. And a recurring theme for me was the feeling that I was about to drive off a ledge. One of the things I love about this trail is that it's really hard to get lost. And while you still have to pay attention, there's some comfort in the fact that your lines have already been chosen. All you have to do is hold on for the ride. It being Easter Jeep Safari, everyone was in town, and as we'd find out, lots of folks were on Hell's Revenge today, including everyone's favorite off-road recovery personality.
Did you see Matt?
No, Oh, did he pass us?
He was in the bleeping Jeep crawler,
Oh.
and then I was like, "Hey, Matt," and he's looked at me like with an unhappy face. He's like, I was like, "What?"
It's me, Sean. Who?
Yeah. He had no idea who I was.
That's so funny. It's so relative, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody else on the trail knows exactly who you are.
It's hard to beat a day like this in Moab. The sun was out, the trail was dry, and the La Salle Mountains were perfectly snow-capped from all the precipitation from the past few days, and it made for some awesome wheeling.
So Mike, this is basically what the metal cloak suspension is made for, right?
I think so, yeah.
Finnegan was feeling great on the trail at the moment. My Nitto trail grapplers were making short work of the slick rock, and the metal cloak suspension was flexing in all the right places to keep me moving smoothly through the trail. This is why I'm building the Jeep this way.
Busy out here. I think it wouldn't be as busy on the afternoon. Yeah, surprising, but nice day.
It seemed like every vehicle type was on the trail today at the same time.
Let's wait till the traffic jam clears a little bit here.
And there are no stop signs, no traffic lights out here. It's each rig for themselves, which is a completely new phenomenon for me.
So we are seeing a ton of other Jeeps and buggies and motorcycles and side-by-sides on the trail right now. And this is what I thought I was gonna get in Moab. I thought it was gonna be like this everywhere. This is the only time so far that I've really come across traffic, which is to be expected. I mean, this is like a very popular trail, and it's really close to town, so I'm not surprised to see a bunch of rigs, but you know, it's kind of like I'm used to being out by myself, and this is like being in a crowd, but it's still a lot of fun.
Hell's Revenge has basically two types of terrain. One, the slick rock we've been traversing all afternoon, and two, some soft sandy dirt in between the slick rock. It gives you a nice change of pace every now and then, but most of it is on the rocks, just how I like my cocktails.
Got a little rock crawl here. Woohoo!
We were headed to one of the most famous obstacles in Moab, Hell's Gate, which is famous for flipping unsuspecting rigs as they try to climb what is a very steep V-notch with moving tire targets all the way up or down. I hadn't committed to doing Hell's Gate until I laid eyes on it myself to see what I was up against.
Did you do Hell's Gate, Mike? I did, yeah. I have a little bit of PTSD because I three-wheeled my Bronco up that last time. I think I remember that.
So the reason all of these people are kind of hanging out is because this is the beginning of Hell's Gate. And the reason these people are sitting over here is because this is where the show begins in terms of crawling up a pretty intimidating canyon here. So this is called Hell's Gate. I mean, it doesn't look like it's not intimidating. I feel like he's gonna run right over me. I mean, I might have a wet seat by the end of this, but I'm gonna give it a go. There's a drop in?
There's a little bit of a drop, and you got to get down there before you can come back up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What's that like?
I liked coming up more than I liked going down.
Oh, that's not encouraging. So this poor guy was coming up and his shifter broke and he got stuck in park. But luckily there's a tour guide who knows how to work side-by-sides. He went down there and got it in neutral maybe, and he's just kind of breaking it back down. So at least he can get off the obstacle. How he's getting up here though, I'm not quite so sure. There's like no good way out of there. It's showtime, kind of. It's showtime for Sean. And Sean offered to let me ride along with him in passenger just to kind of get a feel for it, because he's done it before. He's done it before in a stock Bronco, which didn't go too well. Now he's going to do this Gladiator, and I'm just going to run a camera for him and get a feel for how he's placing his wheels and what it looks like, so that when I do it, it's not a totally brand new experience. I gotta say, it's really cool that Sean let me do this.
All right, Hell's Gate. Great ride, passenger.
Don't say that.
To get to Hell's Gate, you have to drop in on the other side of the canyon, which is steep and gnarly enough to make just about anyone cringe. It's a twisting and turning V-notch that throws you into your seatbelt and anything not secured into the dash.
You're about to drop over here.
Unfortunately, at the bottom of the canyon, there was sitting water, which is the one thing that makes slick rock actually slick. But our hope was that wet tires would still grip good enough on the way up. So Sean checked his spotter, gave it the gas, and started the climb. And everything was going fine until his tires slipped.
Oh my God.
We were lucky that we didn't hit the wall and we didn't roll backwards, but it was enough to make both Sean and myself feel that there was some actual danger to hitting Hell's Gate with wet tires.
I was not expecting that.
Well done, Sean.
Thank you. I mean, we recovered. We recovered.
No damage. Whew. Okay, well, Sean made it. Be able to make it. My turn. Feeling a little nervous. Somebody riding with me, so let's see how it goes.
All right, well, you ready for Hell's Gate?
I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm actually ready for it, but we're gonna do it, man. I think this rig can do it. I think
absolutely.
If I can pay attention to my spotter, I'll be okay. The first thing I'm worried about is just that initial drop, because it was sketch riding with you.
I had unfortunately discovered yesterday that ledges and steep drops gave me some real anxiety. And while I recovered from a panic attack the day before, it still didn't feel good dropping into Hell's Gate.
Whew, okay. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna press the downhill assist. Oh boy. Oh, this is not my favorite. Whew. Oh wow, okay. Whew. All right, that was a little dicey, but not too bad, actually, in the grand scheme of things. Okay, now we're gonna go up.
While I was gathering my courage to go up, Sean was finding the coolest ride ever to come down and meet me at the bottom.
This thing's awesome. I want one of these so bad.
Oh, hey dude, you made it down.
Tried to ride down the willies.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now it was my turn to give it a go and hope my tires stuck to the walls.
Okay, got the rear locked, and I'm just going to send it.
Good luck, Will.
I can't even tell you what I was feeling in this moment because I was so focused on my spotter, Mike, I don't remember anything else.
So it's done, Will. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Woohoo! I feel like I was just baptized in like the off-road religion. That was awesome. Thanks, man. Mike, you were awesome. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Hell's Gate, baby. Oh man, I was nervous, but you know what? Good spotter goes a long, long way. That was so cool. Feel like did it, you know, and this rig and the suspension, that metal cloak suspension was flexing, and my, you know, it was keeping everything level. I never got too tippy. Tires were great, gripped right when I needed them to. Total win, total win. Dude, thank you so much for letting me ride with you and then
No problem.
helping out, man. This is like,
You nailed it.
thanks, dude. I learned it from watching you, Dad.
With my Moab indoctrination complete, I was feeling on top of the world. I conquered a fear, learned more about my Jeep, was in the outstanding company of good people, and everything just looked a little rosier to me.
I just wanna stay in the sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end just way too much, but it's fun to fantasize. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride.
Like, I'm real impressed with that two-door, man. It's been really fun to watch it wheel around.
Thanks. It's a lot of fun to drive.
We went on to, I think it's called Devil's Bathtub. You've probably seen it. It's this, it looks like a bathtub in the rock. And I have seen a lot of videos of like rigs flipping on it. So I don't think I'm gonna be driving that today, but it'd be fun to see if anybody's in there trying to crawl it today. Let's go find out.
I think, is that the hot tub beside us?
Yeah, maybe. There's a bunch of tire marks in it.
Oh, that looks terrible. Yeah, there it is. Mickey's best. Hot tub. Mickey's hot tub. It's not a bathtub, guys. It's a hot tub.
I do love being on these trails at golden hour sunset. It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it is.
Taking my time on my ride. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time. Taking my time on my ride.
Those mountains look so cool from right here.
So I'm taking my time on my ride.
This looks like just falling to your death right here.
So this is the little hill climb that Sean's going down, and from back here it looks like there's nowhere to go. Just tumble down the hill. Holy moly. Yeah. Basically, you're just disappearing off a cliff. Welcome to Moab. Drive off a cliff. Have some fun. Well, my turn. All right. You know, the nice thing about downhill assist is it will stop you without using the brake. You use the compression of the engine. You can kind of just feather the gas. And it does the work for you. Wow, that was crazy. So day 3 in Moab, and it's another like day of firsts for me. Doing this kind of rock crawling, which is way different than what we did on Metal Masher, has been a totally new experience for me. And you know, this was just like you follow a path and you hold your breath and you trust that everything is right with God, because it feels like you're gonna die. And I just had a blast. So if you've made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. We're trying to get 50,000 subscribers. Every single one counts, and I would love to have you as a subscriber. So thank you in advance for that. Until next time, I'm Will from Adventure to Rome. Thanks for watching.
Copy that.
Kate's stamp of approval.
Stamp.